part 2 about the rivalry between LeBron James and Stephen Curry. In part 1, it was more about before 2015. This video is about 2015 specifically. This is the year LeBron came back to the Cavaliers. At the time, the record was LeBron 4, Steph Curry 2. To begin 2015, they had the first game of their series. This is game number 7 of the rivalry. At this point, it was about 50 to 60 games into the season for both teams. And record-wise, this season was looking really, really great for Golden State. They had a massive record, over 800, and this is their best record in decades. The Cavaliers just got LeBron back, and already, after 4 years, with LeBron gone, they were never once over 500. But the year he comes back, they're already over 500, about 50% through the season. But Golden State is probably the favorite to win the NBA championship. This season here, they're number 1 on defense and number 2 offensively. Cleveland is a positive team as well. They're number 4 offensively, but number 16th defensively, for an 8th overall net rating. Steph Curry has averaged over 20 points per game for 2 seasons now, and LeBron has done it for basically every season of his career. And so at this point here, LeBron is a 4-time MVP, 10-time All-Star, 10-time All-NBA player, and 6-time All-Defensive vote-getter. At this time as well, Steph is only a 1-time All-Star and 1-time All-NBA player, both from last season. But after this season, things are going to be different, because Steph currently has around 10 win shares. That is peak. That's one of the all-time greatest seasons of all time. Anything plus 8 is an MVP level season, and Steph is having one of those. Surprisingly, this year, LeBron is not having an MVP type season. With around 6 win shares, this is an all-NBA type season for LeBron. So in game number 7 of the rivalry, we had LeBron's new team starting lineup with Kyrie, Kevin Love, J.R. Smith, and Timofey Mozgov versus the 2015 Warriors, which had Steph starting with Draymond, Clay, Harrison Barnes, and Andrew Bogut. In game number 7, Cleveland had a large lead going into the 4th quarter. In fact, they went on a 22-12 run to go from a 3-point lead to a 13-point lead with about 3 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. And that's a lead that they never relinquished, and they ended up winning the game by 11. LeBron had 42, 11, and 5 in this game on 15 for 25 shooting, a very good game. Meanwhile, Steph had 18 points on 17 shots, the opposite of a good game. But yeah, this jumped the rivalry score up to 5 for LeBron to 2 for Steph. And the next time they faced in the 2015 season was after the regular season. So regular season standings-wise, Cleveland ended up having a season over 500 at 600, one of their best seasons in a long time, since basically 2010 when LeBron was last on the team. Golden State, on the other hand, is having unprecedented success. They kept their 800 win-loss record, so they're a really good team. To end the season, LeBron again averaged over 25 points per game, and Steph had his 3rd straight 20-point-per-game season. And to end the season, LeBron came 3rd in MVP voting and was All-NBA First Team and an All-Star. Meanwhile, Steph Curry took home his first ever MVP award and was All-NBA First Team as well. So at age 27, Steph now had an MVP award, 2 All-NBA awards, and 2 All-Star awards. Meanwhile, LeBron was still at 4 MVPs with 11 All-NBA and 11 All-Star appearances. Next came the 2015 playoffs. In the first round, it was sweeps both ways. Second round, it was 4-2 to both series. Coming into the conference finals, it took Golden State 5 games to dispose of James Harden and the Rockets, and it only took 4 games for Cleveland to sweep the number 1 seed Atlanta Hawks. And that brought us on to the first ever Cleveland vs. Warriors NBA Finals. For this game, game number 8 of the series, we had a new lineup. Because Kevin Love got hurt in round 1 against Boston, it meant that he wasn't available for this game. So Tristan Thompson joined the starting lineup on the Cavaliers side. And it was time for game 1 of the NBA Finals. Sadly, game 1 is known for an injury to Kyrie Irving. But early on in the game, it was really, really close. Neither team really was taking the lead away. And with about 30 seconds left in the game, Timofey Mozgov made a free throw to make it a tie game. No one was ever able to score in regulation. And then Golden State went on a 10-2 run during overtime, where Harrison Barnes hit a 3-dagger with about 2 minutes left in overtime. And yeah, Golden State won this game by 8 points. In this game, Steph Curry had 26, 4, and 8. Meanwhile, LeBron had 44, 8, and 6 in an inefficient game. And this game was pretty important. It is game 1 of the finals. But Steph also came back in the rivalry to make it 5-3. And of course, now Golden State was up 1-0 in the NBA Finals. Game number 2 of the NBA Finals came around next. Game number 2 was also in Golden State. The difference in this game is that there was no Kyrie. So this time Matthew Dellavedova was also part of the starting lineup. And in game number 2, this game is well known as Cleveland came off taking leads, but Golden State kept on coming back. Just to end the fourth quarter, they went on a 13-4 run to go from down 11 to just down 2. So it was 87-85 with just 1 minute and 23 seconds remaining. Steph Curry made a layup to make it a tie game with just 8 seconds remaining, and it took until overtime for LeBron to beat the Warriors. This ended up being an 8-point game to the Cavs. And so in this game, Steph Curry had 19 points on 23 shots and was 2 for 15 from 3, a very inefficient game. And Klay Thompson really didn't get help in this game as he had 34 points himself. LeBron, on the other hand, had 39, 16, and 11, an inefficient triple-double, but his first of many in this rivalry. And yeah, this was a pretty entertaining game, and the record now stood at 3 to Steph, 6 to LeBron. At the same time, the finals were now 1-1, Cleveland Golden State. Next was Game 3 of the NBA Finals, the 10th game of the rivalry. The 10th game of the rivalry, Game 3, the difference in this game was that Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Harrison Barnes, and Andrew Bogut did not play that much time together. But we'll get onto what that means later on. This game was a hood classic otherwise. So Cleveland went on a huge run and actually went up 17 points before Golden State went on a 25-12 run towards the end of the fourth quarter to bring it down to just 4 points. This run was orchestrated by Steph Curry and Andre Iguodala, who was coming off the bench, but he basically played like a starter in this game. Coming to 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter, it was just a 4-point game to Cleveland. Cleveland managed to keep on that 4-point lead, and by the end of the game, Cleveland won by just 5. In this game, LeBron had 40 points, 12 rebounds, and 8 assists on a pretty efficient 14 for 34. And Steph Curry had 27 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists on 68% true shooting for an efficient game as well. Matthew Dellavedova really helped out with 20 points on the Cavs. And this was a really, really entertaining game, especially at the end there where Steph and LeBron were trading buckets. But in the end, this one here became a 3-7 series in favor of LeBron. And it was now 2-1 in the NBA Finals. Coming to game number 11 of the rivalry, we had Golden State at Cleveland, game number 4 of the NBA Finals. The difference in this game is Andre Iguodala was added to the starting lineup. In game number 4, Golden State wiped out or blew out Cleveland. It wasn't close. In this game here, coming into the fourth quarter, it was already a 21-point game. It was over. And LeBron managed to have 20 points on 22 shots, his most inefficient game of the entire rivalry so far. In fact, Timofey Mozgov had 28 and 10, and he was the best player on the team in this game. Apart from that, Steph also had an inefficient 22 points on 17 shots, but he also had Andre Iguodala and Draymond Green picking up some of the slack. And this game was less entertaining, but it was now 4-7 to LeBron, and Steph was coming back. And it was a tied series, 2-2 in the NBA Finals, which was probably more important. In game number 12 of the rivalry, we have game number 5 of the NBA Finals, Cleveland at Golden State. Same starting lineups as the game just before. And this game is another hood classic. Cleveland and Golden State just did not want to lose this game, so they both kept going on runs anytime someone almost took over the game. But in the fourth quarter, Golden State went nuclear. They went on a 23-9 run where Steph Curry had 13 of the points instead of 3, including 3 insane threes over Matthew Dellavedova. And that face he's making in the picture is after hitting one of those insane threes. It was actually insane to see live. And yeah, Golden State ended up leading by 13 with just 1 minute left in the game, and that was the end of game 5. Steph Curry had 37 points on 75% true shooting, and LeBron had 40, 14, and 11 for his second inefficient triple-double of the series. And LeBron basically had no help in this game, but Steph Curry was unstoppable, so even if he had help, I don't know if it would have changed anything. This was another hood classic because Steph Curry and LeBron both went crazy in this game. It's game 5 of the finals. But right now, the rivalry was 5-7 to LeBron, but the finals was 3-2 to Steph Curry and the Warriors. And next came game number 13, which is game 6 of the NBA Finals. Golden State at Cleveland. Same starting lineups for this one here. And this game is a little interesting. In this game here, Golden State went off to a big lead. Cleveland came back. Golden State came off to another big lead. They went on a run, in fact. Cleveland came back a second time. This time here, making it a 4-point game with just 30 seconds remaining. But Golden State managed to hold on, make it an 8-point game to win the NBA championship. This game here, Steph Curry had 25, 6, and 8. And LeBron managed to have 32 and 18, 9 assists, so almost another inefficient triple-double. But Finals MVP went to Andre Iguodala, who had 25, 5, and 5 in this game, and also gave LeBron that inefficient 32, 18, and 9. This game wasn't really a hood classic, but at the end of the day, Steph Curry was now 6-7 to LeBron in the rivalry. And more importantly, Steph Curry and the Warriors won the 2015 championship by beating the Cavaliers 4-2. And so that's how part 2, or 2015, in the Steph Curry versus LeBron rivalry went. So far, the most entertaining games were game number 6, where LeBron had a game winner, game number 12, game number 5 where game 5 of the NBA Finals where LeBron and Steph both went off, and then also game 3 of the NBA Finals where again LeBron went off. So far in the series, LeBron was averaging 37, 13, and 8. Meanwhile, Steph was averaging 25, 5, and 6. There's a lot of other people in these games here, but those obviously were the main two players. So catch next week, part 3, 2016, in the rivalry between Steph Curry and LeBron.